Okay, here we go. I am going to put a large architectural element here on the right hand side. I'm going to make it nice and tall. I want it to be a focal point of the picture, which means I want it to be taller and overlapping the horizon line. It has to start below the horizon line. We don't want it to appear like it's floating, but we want it to be big enough that it overlaps and takes up some space up in the area above the horizon line as well. Now, when we think about a three-dimensional object, especially from this concept of linear perspective with using one vanishing point, we're going to have one side of it that's moving away from us and is influenced by the vanishing point. But we're going to have one side of it that is what we call front-facing. And that edge is not influenced by the vanishing point. So that wall, or that side of the object, is just simply going to be made up of horizontals and verticals. And so in order to do that, I have to use my t-square. I have to make sure that my verticals are actually vertical and that my horizontals are horizontal. So once I decide where within this space I want to draw the bottom of this front-facing wall, I just adjust my t-square, draw that horizontal line, and that's going to be the bottom of this front-facing wall. Then I'm going to turn my t-square sideways, or up and down with the t at the bottom, and make a nice tall vertical. And shoot for that same height over here. And then I'm going to cap it off with a horizontal. And again, using my t-square, I have now created what we call a front-facing wall. This is the wall that is closest to us, the viewer. Because that wall overlaps the horizon line, I can now get rid of part of that horizon line. That's the side facing us. Now we want to draw the side that's moving away from us. This is the side that is going to be influenced by the vanishing point. This is where we're going to need those orthogonal lines, those lines that line up to the vanishing point. So I'm going to come to the bottom of that wall closest to the vanishing point and draw that line straight back. Same thing over here. Draw that line straight back. And now it kind of appears like this structure is going to go on forever and ever. How do I fix that? I add another vertical line. So I just decide, is this going to be a very large building or structure, or is it going to be a small one, or something in between? Whatever I decide I want it to be, I'm going to end it with a vertical line. And in that case, I can go ahead, now that I know where it ends, and I can get rid of the orthogonals that go all the way back. I don't need those anymore. I also don't need part of the horizon line anymore because it's behind the building. It's being overlapped. So now I've created the bare bones of an architectural structure. From here, I can worry about details like doors and windows and whatever else it's going to be, but I start with a front-facing wall and a side-facing wall. If I was going to add something on the left side of the page, I would do it very much the same. I would start with my front-facing wall, but this time, instead of the orthogonals taking off to the left, they would take off to the right because they would aim towards that vanishing point, towards the middle of the page. Okay?